Hi, my name is Valentino Zubiri. In Asia, there's a saying that if you make 1,000 cranes, the origami cranes, a wish of yours will be granted. In 1996, I made 1,000 cranes and attached the H ribbon to it. And I said I wish for a cure. I actually made more and did some demonstrations. I hooked up with nonprofit groups, especially Asian Human Services in Chicago. We got on TV and, I got in the media. Then I retreated because I was kind of depressed. Through the years, once in a while, since I put the project on the internet, once in a while I would get an email from someone who asked me for permission to make the cranes with the AIDS ribbon on it. And I remember getting a few from African hospitals and one in Australia. They said making the cranes from HIV/AIDS awareness was therapeutic, and the kids actually loved them because they were hanging like mobiles. So now I'm redoing the cranes, but with a twist. I'm asking you to send me your crane and attach to the crane your own cause. It could be a pink ribbon or a picture of your loved one or a group of friends. Attach to it your mementos. If you lost a loved one, for example, or if you're sick, make your crane as well. If you have recovered from your illness, make your crane as well. And if you have a cause or are dedicated to a nonprofit awareness movement, send your crane. When I get enough, I will combine yours with those of others and bring them to the right venue, organization, sponsor, hospital, gallery, or museum. In time, we'll make your cranes fly. I'm an artist. In 1996, I made what I call the AIDS crane. It's a response to the death of 3 friends of mine who passed away within 4 months of each other, all due to complications from HIV/AIDS. At a time when I was just beginning to treat my artistic career and the world was exciting for me. Meanwhile, like one of them, David, was talking about just getting a new job when he gets out. At that time, he lost a lot of weight, and his face and the rest of his body had a lot of blue discoloration. And that was the last time I saw him. In 2002, I became a lab rat. Lab rats are usually healthy people on whom the drug companies would test drugs on before the sick people use the drug. Most of the time, they would test combinations of already approved drugs, so it's really nothing dangerous about it. I learned about it from a friend, and the first drug tested on me was for HIV and painkillers. So it was a combination for HIV patients. Even though I was compensated, I felt that it was the least I can do to help sick people. Around the time, I also did massage, and I already had plans to become a writer. So I figured massage would give me something to write about, and my massage clients became my mentors. In 2006, 4 years later, I was writing my first memoir about the time I did massage, and once again, I was being aggressive about it. I actually stopped doing massage when I finished the first draft of the book. I completely lost interest in massage and then decided to become a lab rat again. I'm obviously in constant search for lessons to write about. As a lab rat, I learned new lessons from other lab rats. That would be a nice memoir. We were a group of people who can hold the world in our hands, every time we got paid for dosing a drug and giving our blood and being together for days and days and days, up to weeks or even a month. Incarcerated in a medical facility. And then when the money runs out, we are back in the medical facilities doing another study. By the end of 2006, I decided to back off of my writing and spend some time on art. I discovered Starbucks Saturdays here in Chicago. It's a weekly gallery walk in the River North area, which has more than 40 galleries, and they all just happen to be the most prestigious of the gallery districts in Chicago. But they're nice people. Every week there would be 4 galleries involved, and for an hour and a half at noon on a Saturday, a person from the last of the 4 galleries in the walk would take us around, and the gallery owners or directors would talk about the art that they were currently exhibiting. Once again, I was looking for lessons to be learned, and I learned a few new ones from this new group of people, the galleries. And my face became familiar to them because I was there a lot, that I started taking footage of the talks they gave to the visitors because I thought these were moments that I could share with the rest of the world forever. And I shared them on my blog at www.chicagoartmovement.com. So if you have time, head over there and see what I'm talking about. And my claim is that there's an art movement in Chicago, and this time it's a movement by the galleries. And they took the responsibility of creating a movement from the artists. They let the artists do as they wish. All these different techniques that people are doing now. And so, of course, the definition of an art movement is different. This time it's not about the technique. It's about what is in the heart of these people and the feeling of community and approachability and the fact that they are actually sharing their knowledge. So whenever I was in Chicago and not doing any lab rat studies, I would be in the gallery area, and I went there not just looking at art, but I was also looking to discover new lessons that I might write about. If you're an artist, you must know that these galleries, according to Byron Roche from Byron Roche Gallery, he gets more than 10 inquiries a day for representation, and these galleries have no choice but to say no. To this day, I'm not even represented by them. I'm just happy to be there. So don't resent the galleries for rejecting you, but do learn to see other people's works. As a writer, I've also been going to book conventions. Publishers and book agents also get a lot of inquiries from aspiring authors. They also have no choice but to reject people. So it's really nothing personal, and when I say that, it's really nothing personal. To everyone else, here's a lesson I learned. I found virtue in stepping back. I saw the works of other living artists in the gallery walk. There are times when you have to step back and let other artists speak. The world is still beautiful, and there's a lot of art to go around, and it's not always about me. And so now I'm going back to the origami cranes. I'm stepping back even more than I already have, and I found virtue in appreciating the works of other professionals, other fine artists. But with the cranes, I see that the work of a child or someone who is suffering or someone in a poor country or someone who believes in a great cause, these could even be more valuable than the most expensive works in a gallery or museum. Lately also, I thought I was eating healthy by eating sardines, and instead my uric acid, cholesterol, and triglycerides shot up. So I started getting rejected as a lab rat. So I believe that God wants me to move on, and doing the cranes is the way to do it for me right now. So as you make your crane, knowing that it will be shared with others, it just might be great therapy for you as well. And maybe lessons will be learned and they'll emerge from this exercise. So I hope you send your crane, and thanks for listening.